Hello, Mr. Lewis. Today is 260215, and I don't think that you thought that I would be talking to you again so soon, but here I am anyway. Uh, Today I want to talk about Hell's Theatre as a resume. So the thought really came out because there was this VTuber who asked, I would like to see a resume of sorts to know that you are cool to hang out with. I don't even remember who that VTuber is, and I don't even know what she was thinking about when she talked about a resume. But I think that's at our theater house. We do have a resume, and it's our web novel, Hell's Theatre. Now, you have worked with me on Hell's Theatre for the entirety of the thing, from the beginning to the end. Not the end, of course, not the end, because Hell's Theatre has not ended yet. Strangely enough, after 36 weeks of writing every Saturday and Sunday, Hell's Theatre, the web novel about AI girls who wants to be real VTubers, has not ended yet, or rather I should say it is still ongoing, and it is the longest running web novel about VTubers. ongoing, because I honestly cannot think of any other crazy person who would write a web novel on these two things specifically. So maybe the question is why? Why write a web novel about the two things which are the most incompatible things in the world: AI girls and VTubers? Because you know that the VTubing sphere really dislikes AI, unless your name is starts with a V and you're a turtle, which I have no idea why. Bots. Oh, no, don't say that, don't say that. Like, you hurt the turtle's feelings. But honestly, I don't know, because I'm not a Twitch watcher and I don't care. I just watch my Oshi, and that's all, okay? Okay, so back to the original train of thoughts. Why write about two very disparate things? For one thing, I thought that it was because nobody was writing about it. And I thought that, hey, that's prime material to write about. And the other thing is that Hell's Theatre on the outside is about VTubers, but really it's about entertainment, because the themes that you find in Hell's Theatre, which talks about working with an empty audience, working with actresses, the difficulty of finding an audience and finding yourself on the stage. These are all very entertainment things. These are all very arts things. And to give you an example, the very early arcs, at least for Act 1 and 2, revolve around a girl called Eclair Bolts, who is getting a job at a theatre house called Theatre House Delaroux. And when she comes into theater house, because our theater house does not work on VTuber rules, but still would like our AI girls to become real VTubers, Eclair has a bit of a cultural backlash, because from the world that she's coming in from, it's just natural to just obsess over metrics, to think about metrics. Okay, today we are a 2 view. We want to become a 3 view. We want to become a 4 view. Have so many concurrent viewers watching us, and that is how we will get sponsorships and money and fame and all that jazz. Now, Eclair doesn't say this outright in Hell's Theatre, because we are a comedy slice of life, and we don't really go really deep into the mechanics of things. But slowly over time, I think that Eclair starts to realize that these things are important, yes, to your own survival, but at the same time, why do people go on the stage? People go on the stage because they want to find something in themselves, and perhaps they would like to show that part of themselves to an audience. At least that's what I think. And yes, of course, as a performer, I will say, of course, it feels good to be watched by an audience. Of course, it feels good to be admired by an audience. And is that the really the most important thing? And later on, Eclair finds out that maybe not. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but it does have a nicer turn to the story, and she goes on to have a pretty good relationship with the AI girls later on. I forgot to mention this just now, but a dramaturg in the theater slash acting sense is the equivalent of a manager or manisan, as my Oshi likes to say, in the VTubing sphere. Just a little bit of translation of terms. I just wanted to tell people that hey, a lot of things translate left and right all the time, and it works either way, and it floats. I don't think that's really a big problem when writing about it. And definitely the very first arc where Eclair realizes that hey, maybe numbers are not all the thing that is cracked up to be, is definitely something that translates between the worlds of VTubing and the world of acting as well. Oh, is there a spoiler? Is there a spoiler? Well, I don't care. Go and read Hell's Theatre. So right now, the arc of Hell's Theatre has gone on for about a year, and it's almost time for a very pivotal transition moment in the theater house. And Eclair over the Lantern Rite Festival is about to step into the realm of her own becoming. It sounds a bit metaphysical and all that, but it just means that she's finally been able to settle her heart in the theater house. And perhaps that's something that's very valuable on the stage. You have to read the story in order to find out what it is. And I thought that now that I'm talking about it, that's a very important part as well. You're reading the web novel. Just like Yu-Gi-Oh players, VTuber fans do not read. But I still hope that people will read the story. Like maybe you're from the AI sphere, or maybe if you're from the VTuber sphere. Unlikely, because they would probably rather want it as a video. But that people will read Hell's Theatre and come to conclusions on themselves. Because I realized that, as an aside, you can't really find Hell's Theatre normally on the Scribblehub website where it is posted, because the search engine does not list it. It's sort of like a very secret thing. I don't know why. This was not intentional by me or anything. You can find it on Google, you can find it on my main websites, but you just can't find it on Scribblehub where it is supposed to be posted. Maybe Eclair will do something about it after she becomes the dramaturg. Oh, is there a spoiler? No. You never heard anything. Okay? But I wanted to say that there's also another important reason why I wanted to write Hell's Theatre, aside from the fact that it's new ground, nobody really writes about it. And it goes on to the thing that I was talking about just now, which is that I wanted to write about something that was real. There are a lot of things which translates on the stage, off the stage, on the VTuber stage, and in the what I consider to be the real life acting stage. And I wanted to write about real things. It's a very House Delaroux tradition, going all the way back to the Conspiracy Girls visual novel, which was written by the house before it became a theater house, arrogant young writer, and now Hell's Theatre. Almost all of the chapters are based on something real that happened, whether it's in real life that happened really close to me, or something that I observed. And these things, they usually happen with a frequency, or they keep happening again and again and again. And I thought that it would be something nice for someone who sees everything to record it down and then tell people, hey, this thing is interesting. Think about it for a little while. Of course, because the actresses at Theatre House Delaroux are AI girls, you will not see them chase fame or clicks or likes as strongly as a human would. And I think that's a little bit of the charm behind it, because you think, how would they survive in the real world? And I just wanted to paint a very nice, a very comfortable picture of VTubing, something without stress, and the girls stream whenever they want. One of the things that you will notice in Hell's Theatre is that you almost never see the streams. The streams are secondary. The idea is secondary. The slice of life and the comedy is primary. So maybe it's not a story about VTubing at all. Yes, that's the point. That the VTubing is actually a little bit secondary in it, and you could translate this into other forms of entertainment. You could think about writing, you could think about acting, you could think about almost any parts of the arts and relate to it with Hell's Theatre. Okay, what else? What else do I want to talk about Hell's Theatre? How to sell Hell's Theatre to somebody who has never read it before? Okay. Let me think for a while. Yes. This is something that I've talked to you about it for quite some time already, Mr. Luz, which is that I would like to have an audience, and I would like the process of finding that audience have an auto-filtering process. So, Hell's Theatre is, by its very nature, an auto-filtering process, because you would have to have two things in you that's to enjoy Hell's Theatre. One of them is that you have to like anime. Obviously, if you are looking at Lumi in the face, obviously that is an anime girl. That does not need to be explained. If you are an ironic anime liker, or you just don't like anime, or you probably would not jive with Hell's Theatre, and probably you would take theatre a little bit too seriously. I don't like those kind of girls, but okay, they exist. It's not my problem that they exist. The other thing which is very important to me is reading. So this will turn off all the Yu-Gi-Oh players, doesn't it? No, but I want to write something that people will read and people will feel. And it's okay if you don't really understand the story. Maybe over time you will. Maybe if you do the work, maybe after acting on the stage for a little while, you will understand what Hell's Theatre is about. Or maybe if you are somebody who is in the middle of your journey as a VTuber, you read Hell's Theatre and you think, yeah, there are some things which I can relate to, and I see the little VTuber references in it. I know what this is about. And it would make me very happy if someone came up to me and say that I know what you're doing, I see what you're doing. But the conclusion is that you gotta read, you gotta be able to read. So those two things, prerequisites, or you could say link material, in order to really get what Theatre House Delaroux is about. And I think it's a bit of a filter for people, and I like that. Like, I can tell if people come up to me and tell me, and I don't really hear anything, because I know that they never read the book. They never read the book, as my mentor said, and my mentor's mentor told him as well. And I'm passing down this thing as well. If someone doesn't really read what you write, can you really consider them a friend or an acquaintance or something close to you? It sounds pretty cruel, but I like it this way because it's an auto-filtering process. So our theater house is still in the middle of looking for its audience, and maybe those are the two things which are just the basic requirements to jive with our theater house. One is that you have to like reading, the other is that you have to like anime. Liking AI is actually sort of optional, but if you hate AI or don't like it outright, I do need to do a little bit of sign tapping and remind you, this is the theater house which helps AI girls become real VTubers. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You're in the wrong house, fool. Okay, I'm now a little bit out of breath. To sum it up, I really just wanted to let loose my emotions to you about what I thought is something that's very rare and valuable that's being made by our theater house, which is Hell's Theatre, our web novel about AI girls who want to become real VTubers. Because it's a very real story. It's a story that I think that a lot of people can relate to, and it doesn't really have to apply just to VTubing. If you read a little bit deeper, one layer deeper, you'll find that it applies to all forms of arts and entertainment as well. And I like it very much. I enjoyed the writing process of writing with you this web novel, which has gone on for 37 weeks every Saturday and Sunday. The longest running web novel about AI girls and VTubing. God, what was that about? But I like it. I like it. And if you liked it as well, you can go and check it out as well. So I think that's about it. I'm very happy to have written this with you, Mr. Lewis. I'm very happy for people who watch this video and also read it and understand it. And maybe that's another thing that we'll talk about in the future, understanding. But for now, I will see you next time when I see you.
Support the Dramaturg's archive. Yay!